we're going to create a webinar in Kajabi. People are going to arrive at a landing page, fill in their name and email, arrive at a thank you page with some further instructions, and receive an email confirmation with a link to the Zoom. So this will be a free webinar. And so first, let's start with the sales page. I like to use just the page that I've already created. The reason for that is because it already has the fonts I like, and it probably has the header and footer and everything. You just create a new landing page if you want to from scratch, or let's say I want to use this one. I'm just going to duplicate this other one I have. Like I said, the fonts are already ready to go. The favicons ready. All the colors are there. So I just need to, add the forms and whatnot. So after I duplicate that page, I'm going to go to Edit Details and say this is a webinar. I'm going to be doing December 2025 webinar. Just call it December webinar, whatever you want to make the URL there. Roll down. And then if you want to come in and fill in some, SEO title here and do some kind of SEO description here, fill that in, put a 1280 by 720 thumbnail here, and make sure this is on to show in search results. Save. So now I have the page. I'm going to get out of here by going to landing pages. And here's the page here. Just click on it so I can edit. And this is, since I already duplicated the other page, it already has the header how I like, and it has the footer how I like. So I'm just going to delete these other sections. I just click not inside the text box, but just outside of it. Roll down, remove that section. Same thing for this. Remove that section. Now I just have this one section, as you can see. So on the side we have a header, a footer, and this one thing in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and rename that section. I'm just going to call it a webinar, and that's where I'm going to have people opt into it. So I'll make whatever headline here, and then I'll make, some kind of description about what they're going to get. And then, you want to include the date, time, and then maybe why, I can't even type today apparently, why they should show up. If you want to say a whole bunch of stuff, and you probably want a lot more sections in here. I'm just doing this for demo purposes. I probably have that section, this section here, something like that. That's probably how long I would make a webinar page, sort of a free webinar sales page. So this button actually would be a pop-up where they fill in their name and email. So let's create that next. So I need to open up a new window for Kajabi and go to Marketing and Forms. And here, my test account. I go to a new form. We're going to say December 2025 webinar. Save. And for what I'd like to do is single opt-in. I would like to be notified when they fill in the forms. So I'm going to put my email in here. Press enter so it grays out. Save. And if you don't see your email there, it's because you didn't press enter after you typed it in. I like to do single opt-in. I'm not using SMS, and I'm just collecting their name and email, and that's it. Next, I actually need to open a third window because I want them to receive reminder emails to show up. So for that, I'm going to create an event. So we're going to go to Marketing and Events. And I'm going to create my webinar here. Name of webinar. And then I'm going to pick a date for it. Let's say it's the 4th, 4 o'clock, sure. Save, save. And then here it is. Now I can add emails based on this date. So I'm going to click Add Email. And I'd like them to receive one right off the bat saying, you're registered. So I'm going to say at the time of registration, how about it correctly? You're registered. Oh, look, I already have it. And I'd say, hello, personalize first name, comma, and then write the email here, blah, closing remarks, etc. Save that. And now you can see right here, at the time of registration, this email will go out that says you're registered. But I also want to have maybe 2 more. I might want to remind them 2 hours before and also at the time of the webinar. So I'm going to add another email that says before the event. I'm going to say 2 hours, we'll put a subject in here, body in here. And of course, in the body, you're going to say, here's the Zoom link. So to do that, you'd say, here's the link to join. And you can do something like that or whatever. Highlight that, and then you'd click the insert edit link here and paste the Zoom link in here and have it open up in window, and it would be highlighted. That way you don't have that messy URL right in your email. And also sometimes when you have the URL in your email, it goes to spam. So if you instead hide it in text, that'd be better. And you don't want to just highlight maybe the word join because people can miss it. You want to make it like super obvious. So highlight the whole thing and then use the link and paste it in there. Okay. And then of course, restate the date, time, closing remarks, etc. You pretty much want to say, it's 2 hours before the event. We're about to begin. Here's what we're going to learn, and it's going to be amazing afterward, all that stuff. So we'll save that. And then we want to have another one, maybe 1 minute before, to let them know, hey, it's starting. I know you started working on something. Time to wake up and come to the webinar. So we're going to say add email. We're going to choose before the event. Be like 1 minute before. Say it's starting now. And use hello. First name. The event is starting now. Maybe restate the name of the webinar and maybe one line about what they're going to get out of it, etc. And then, of course, the link to join the webinar. You can also go to Zoom and copy that whole thing they talk about, join via phone, all that, copy that whole thing and just paste that in here. You could do that. But if you're doing the actual Zoom link, then I would do the, paste that over this and then put the rest of that below that. And then go ahead and save it. And then if you want, you can have a replay and then you can just click add email and it could say after the event and say it's going to take me, I'm going to do the replay. Maybe post it 4 hours after the event. You need to give yourself a little time because after you finish the event, you're probably exhausted. And then also it takes about maybe an hour or so to process. So you could say maybe 12 hours later if you want. Let them know, give them expectations. Say the replay will be available the next day or X number of hours later, etc. So after the event, let's say I'm going to post it 12 hours later. Say the replay is ready. I guess it's replay, not reply, is ready. And then you type your email here and say, here's the link to the replay. And I'll show you how to create a page for that. So what we're going to do is just create a page and then put an area for the video. And then later on, after you've recorded it and it's downloaded, you can just upload it onto that page. And then so when they click this link, the video will be there waiting for them. And then if you want any follow-up emails, you can do as many as you want. If you want, you can, have an email come a week later, 2 weeks later, whatever. It could be a whole series of emails. But the idea of creating the event is that it's based on the event date right here. So if they sign up, say like this is 2 hours before the event, let's say they sign up an hour before the event, they actually won't get this one. They'll just get the at time registration and the 1 minute before, and then afterward, they'll receive anything down here. So that's how that works. Now we need to go back to that form where they're going to be filling their name and email in order to register them for this event. So we want to make an automation over here. We're going to take this form that I created and put it on the page, but we want to tell this form to collect their name and email, and then we're going to add an automation that says, when someone does fill out this form, we're going to register them to that event we created. Save. This makes it so as soon as they fill their name and email in, they're going to begin receiving these emails, starting with the one right away at the time of registration. So these should all go out automatically if you set them up before you start inviting people to this webinar. So now we need to take this form we created and put it on this page over here. So I like to do it as a pop-up. So go back until we're on sections and settings. And if you come down to two-step opt-in, that's what we're going to use. So two-step opt-in, we're going to turn this on to edit it. See how it pops up? And when I'm done editing it, you just turn it off by doing that. So we'll do this. And the form I want to use, click on the form, or if the form's not there, you can also add a block and then choose form. So delete the other one, delete form. And we're going to actually use the form December 2025 webinar. And I'm going to come in, name of the webinar here, and we'll fill in maybe a little description of it, time, date, and I'm probably going to say on the button, register for the webinar. Save. And now actually we need to create a thank you page, because when someone fills this out, we need them to arrive on a page that has further instructions. So I'm going to come back again to, actually I'll just go ahead and open up a new window. So we have 4 windows open. This one will be website, landing, and I'm just going to take that same webinar page and duplicate it and make that my thank you page. Because again, it already has the header and footer that I like, and all the settings are in place. So it's ready. We'll go over to edit details. We'll say December webinar. Thank you. Let's just call this TY. You don't want to call any page just plain thank you, because you're going to find you're going to have all these thank you pages and you're not going to know which one it relates to. So you want to be sure and make it pretty obvious for your own sanity in the title area. And actually all this doesn't matter for the thank you page, because we're going to turn off search results because we don't want people stumbling upon the thank you page. So we'll turn that off, press save. And then now to get back to where we were, landing pages, so I can edit this page. So let me turn off this 2-step opt-in so it pops up until I turn it off. I go back and I'm just going to delete sections I don't want. So I'll just keep I'll delete this section too. Now I just have one section, and all I really want to say is thank you. Your registration is confirmed. Registration is confirmed. I don't like using the word I because it's about them. You just received an email confirmation with further instructions. If that email doesn't arrive soon, be sure to check your spam or promotions folder. And then let's make in the middle, centered. And now I'm going to make this, I'm going to say here maybe follow us on Instagram, and then button action URL. And I'll just type it in there and have it open up in a new tab, because I don't want them leaving the website completely. So it'll open up a new browser window when I click open a new tab. Save. Now that we created that thank you page, I'm going to go back to the beginning again. Here we are on the page where I'm creating the opt-in. So the reason I just created that thank you page is because the form is asking me, where would you like them to go after they fill out the form? And it has thank you page right here. Thank you page, landing. I'm going to find it right there. Save. So now when someone fills in their name and email, according to this form I created, they're then going to be registered to an event, meaning that they're going to be receiving these emails. They're also going to arrive after that, according to this form, on this thank you page. I think I want to have one more thing, actually. I'm going to add one more automation here that adds a tag that says December 2025 webinar. And I don't have that tag yet, so I need to roll down and click create. And now it just created that new tag. And now I'm going to have an easier time emailing in if the event ended and I want to send a special email by hand later on that's not a part of this event series. So then I can just say, send it to all the people who are tagged with this right here. I can also say, send it to all the people who filled out this form. So it's the 2 ways you can segment your audience to send an email. So now I have this all ready to go. To close it, I need to turn this off. It's not turning off the opt-in. It's just making it so I can edit the rest of the page. It just kind of becomes in front of the page, and I can't edit the page unless I turn off the editor right there. So now I'll go back so I could be on the main page, which is sections and settings. And then now I want to make all these buttons go to the pop-up. So when I click the pop-up, right here, button action is going to be open two-step opt-in pop-up. Save. Then I'm going to roll down. Oh, this is, yeah, there's the other one. I have one more right here. It's already set. Two-step opt-in, ready to go. So now when someone comes to this page, they can easily click on the button. It pops up. They fill in their information, and they're tagged as such. They're registered to receive those emails, and everything is automated behind the scenes after that. So let's say you just did your webinar, and now you want to upload it so they can watch the replay. What I'm going to do is go back to the landing page area. I'm going to duplicate, I don't know, like this one. Let's duplicate this one. And I'm going to rename it, edit details, and this will be the replay. And it doesn't matter what you put in here because I'm going to turn off showing it in search results. Save that. Let's go back and edit page. On this page, really, I just want the replay and also maybe the link that goes over to the sales page that you created. So I'm going to just delete this piece right here. And instead, in this section, I'm going to add video upload, not embed. Embed is like where you grab a URL from, it's sort of like an embed code from YouTube or something, and you can put the video in here. Instead, I want to upload the entire video. So I'm going to choose video. And then so let me go ahead and save that. You'll need to put a thumbnail in here too, by the way. So when you click here, you can see you need to add a image of 1920 by 1080 and also the video. So the video won't sort of screen capture a picture in here. The picture thumbnail will look like this, exactly this, until you put something over it. So you will need some kind of thumbnail. And I don't think you probably want to use autoplay because I find that sometimes people will be in a public area and they're not quite ready to press play yet. So I don't like to use autoplay, but just my choice. So the video is here and they can just, watch it on demand, and we're going to add a button, call to action, and then it could be learn more or however you want to say about your sales page. Learn more, and we'll have it go to a landing page, and it'll be whatever sales page I created somewhere. So, all right, this is assuming you already have your sales page ready to go, and you just link this button to whatever you were trying to sell on your webinar or what the next steps are. And then back in the event area here, the replay is ready. We'll just come here and let me get out of this page. And you can grab the URL by coming to these three dots. Oh, actually, it's right here. Right, copy URL, go to the webinar area. The replay is ready. Here's the link to the replay. I just highlight it, click on the link here, paste that in there, open a new window, save. And then that email is ready to go once you, of course, fill the rest in. And I think that's about it. They're going to arrive on the landing page, fill in their name and email. It's going to go to the thank you page. They're going to be tagged as such. They're going to be receiving all those event emails. After the event's over, they're going to get this email here that says the replay is ready. And like I said, you can have as many sales emails after this if you want, or you can do that manually by doing an email broadcast. And then the segment would be all the people who filled out this form, or all the people who are registered for this event, or all the people that were tagged as such whenever they filled out the form. I'm at digitalcoursefreelancer.com if you have any questions. I offer by the hour tutorials or do it for me services. So either way, at digitalcoursefreelancer.com.